Hello, guys. Welcome to this webinar about train the trainers and specifically about the topic audience management. I'm Daniel Carrillo, and I will be delivering this quick training for you. So I hope it will be useful for your sessions, for your different events and everything. So, what is the agenda of this webinar? We will talk about 5 different topics, very quick, about emotional agenda, clear outcome of the sessions, create experience during the session, dry runs, and of course, how to rock the stage. So let's start. And like the first thing that I want to tell to you, it's about this emotional agenda. And like the most important part when you are delivering a session, it's understand like what is the mood of the people and like what is the mood that the people will get after your session, but also and maybe a little bit more important before your session. So this is something that I would recommend you for all your events, not just for inductions or for like LC meetings. Like in general, every time that you need to deliver something to someone, it's super important to understand like in which mood the person will be, because that can influence a lot the session. Because maybe you have a very nice session, a very dynamic session, or something that requires a lot of move, or like people super in like high mood, but they are coming from a session that maybe it was super reflexive and like they were like, I don't know, like dreaming, or it was like more like personal session that maybe will not allow the people to get the mood that you want to have. So like before starting the day that you will have the agenda, that you will need to deliver all the things, when you are checking that everything is okay with your teams or something, it's super important to understand, okay, like you can analyze and you can ask to the phases of the sessions, like, okay, in which mood your people will finish the session. So like you can categorize the people in these two different ways. Like the first thing, it's in a scale like super simple from 0 to 10, in which mood the people will finish. So like they can feel like sad, depressed, or super down. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a session that it's super connected with, I don't know, like the problems that are happening in the world. It maybe it's a session that it's super introspective, or like it will make the people feel like, I don't know, like this mood that maybe they feel sad. Or maybe it will be a session that will not have any feeling, like it will be in the middle. It's a session that it's maybe like just a commercial or just something that will not put the people in any mood. It's just something that will happen. Or we can have the other part, no, like the people, it's coming from a session that it's super high, that they are super happy, that they have a lot of I don't know, excitement, and they are like super active. So it's also like the first way that you can categorize, and you can ask to the different phases, okay, like in which mood your people will finish. So then I know, like if I need to start with a roll call, maybe to like empower the people to move, or if I need to like continue this, I don't know, like reflexive music, or like what are the elements that maybe can support your session in a better way. And the other thing, it's you can have other kind of categories that are more divided in action, calm, depressed, anxious, and like different kinds of energy. So like if they are positive, if they are negative, and they have a lot of energy or they don't have a lot of energy. So like you can categorize the things in this way. So the most important part is like when you are preparing the content and when you are understanding how will be your session, you understand what are the things that need to happen before or after to like keep the mood during the day. And also this will give you a lot of perspective in how you are ordering the sessions, because sometimes, for example, we are putting like sessions yeah, like super randomly, and we are putting one like very sad session, then one high session, then one very active session, then one very calm session. So this is giving to the people these roller coasters of emotions during the day that make our audience get super tired at the end of the day. Like it's something that it's playing a lot with your emotions, and you are going from like something super happy to something super down, and maybe it's not the best way. Like it's something also that what is the mood and what is the experience that you want to create with your people, but it's something that you should take in consideration when you are working with these agendas. The second thing, it's like have a very clear outcome. And how we can make sure that we will have a very clear outcome, it's making our sessions all the time cyclic. So like people can understand what are the like real outcome that the people can have from the session. So for example, you need to start and finish with the objectives of the session. So like you start the session and you say like, okay, during this 30 minutes or during this hour, you will learn this. And then at the end of the session, you can put the same slide. So like you can assess if the knowledge that you wanted to pass is there. So maybe you can ask to the people like, okay, like these were the 3 objectives that we had at the beginning of the session, and like right now, how do you evaluate that you have this knowledge, or like how do you assess, or like maybe people can share what are the things that they learn during the session. So it's something that can give also to the people the clarity. Okay, like I invest 30 minutes of my life or 1 hour of my life, but what are the things that maybe this session is giving to me? The second thing, it's like you can also separate a lot the session in different blocks. Like for example, this first block, when you are talking about objectives, then you have, of course, it's super important for you to introduce yourself. Why? Because like it's not the same that someone is there, for example, in an induction, that someone is there just talking about what is ISIC, or like someone that is actually I don't know, like the LCP or the LCVP and this kind of thing. So like, of course, like the introduction is important. So also like will give you this proximity with the people. So like the people will feel that you are not just one person delivering a session, but you are Daniel, or you are like the person that is delivering this. um, and then you can divide the session in different stages. Like you can start with that. You can also, like, it's something super cool, and I think depends a lot on the session, but you can also work a lot with personal experience. Like when the people connect the thing that you are saying with something that you are experimenting, or something that you maybe live in the past, it's something super cool for the people, because people can see how this knowledge, or how this is idea, strategy, or whatever thing that you are presenting is connected with the real life. And the thing, the last thing, is more is less. Like when you are thinking about visuals and everything, like it's super important to make sure that your PPTs and the design of everything, it's super aligned. And like sometimes like you don't need a lot of text, you just need to have a graphic that it's like representing the thing that you want to say, and maybe it's more catchy, and the people will remember more if you have a nice GIF or a nice graphic, and not just like text, or like I don't know, like very normal or generic images in the PPT. Then it's super important for the people to live an experience. Like when you are there, just imagine like you are passing the whole day, like listening sessions, and like living this experience through the day. So it's super important for you that every session have something that can like wake up the people, like have this wow factor, that it's something that will happen during the session, that maybe will empower the people, that maybe it's something that they are not expecting, that maybe in the middle of the session like one sound will happen, or in the middle of the session they need to have something, or like you will get into the plenary giving people candies, or like you like they need to find something under the chairs, or like they need to do something. So this is like this moment that will make your session remarkable, and it's something super important, because maybe you can have the best session of your life, you can deliver for 1 hour, but if the people is not able to remember that this session it's like giving them something, or like this changing perspective or something, then it doesn't make a lot of sense. So like all the time when you are like planning these agendas and everything, like ask to the people, like what is the wow factor of your session, what is this moment when the people will say, wow, this is actually super cool. The second thing is like, of course, you can play a lot with the environment. Like you can put a lot of videos, you can put music, you can try to create this mood. Like it depends a lot on the session that you are delivering, but how you can like create this environment that the people will feel in the way that you want them to feel. Like you can analyze a lot how to use this color palette, how to use like different things. So for example, if you like really want to pass a very I don't know, a strong feelings to the plenary, like you can play a lot with the colors that actually represent when you like someone is happy, and like you can read a lot of these theories about the color, about how you can relate the different sense of the people in the way that they are experimenting the session. And the last thing is, for example, this is just an example in something that you can do in a very theoretical session, or like something that you know that the people will not be maybe super active or something. Like you can put random emojis. So you can explain the rule at the beginning of the session, and like every time that this emoji is appearing on the slide, you need to change your places, or like you need to stand up and scream, "Hey, Isaac," or like you need to do something. You know, like every time that this emoji is appearing in the slide, so you can play, you can start like doing your session, and then in some point the emoji appears and the people need to do something. So it's something that you can use even like, for example, it's something that I use a lot in my virtual meetings, because sometimes like you don't know if the people that is in the other side of the screen is actually putting attention to you. So for example, I'm doing this with when I'm delivering a session or something virtually. So like every time that you see this emoji, you need to send me something in WhatsApp, so I know that you are actually looking this webinar, or actually you are looking like my meeting or whatever. So it's something that you can use, and it's something that can also make these people be super aware and responsive to the session. Then like the most important part, it doesn't matter like how amazing could be your session, your PPT, how much emojis, gifs, or things you are putting in the PPT, if you don't make dry runs. Like the dry runs are the key of success. Like if you dry run the session and you understand what are the things that you need to say, if you practice, if you feel comfortable with the content that is there, then everything will be super easy. So like my main recommendation is like, if you feel that maybe like you need to learn a lot, or you need to make a lot of research or something, the drivers are this key that will give you this perspective. Like will say you like, okay, I need to research more about this topic, or maybe I'm not understanding a lot what is the things that are happening, or maybe the flow don't make sense, or maybe I need to put a lot of attention because I have a wow factor when the, like, I don't know, like the lights need to be turned off and then turned on, and something need to happen. So how can I dry run the things to make sure that all the experience is perfect for our delegates? Remember that when you are delivering a session, and when you are there in front of someone, like you are the person that the people want to see, and the people will be hearing for the like time of your session. So like you need to make sure that you are prepared enough to give this content to the people, but also like to make them feel that they are not losing their times. So the practice and the practice and the practice is the key of success, because like of course it's not easy to talk in front of the people, it's not easy to like need to be there and deliver a session. But if you practice and if you like do this constantly, then everything will be easier, don't worry. And the last thing is just a reminder, rock the stage. You are the only person that know what is the content of your PPT. You are the only person that know what are the things that you want to deliver. So don't feel stressed. Like people can perceive when you are super stressed, or when you are delivering something that you are not enjoying. Like the most important part when you are delivering a session is that you need to trust yourself, because like you are the person that were preparing the PPT, that were preparing the materials, and no one else know what are the things that you want to say. So even if you say something that maybe it was not as planned, or maybe like something happened, or maybe in that moment your wow factor didn't happen, the people didn't know that this wow factor will exist. So don't think that you are doing something bad, and just like go with the flow, enjoy the session, because at the end you were preparing for a lot of time, and like this is the moment when all the work and all the things are happening, and like actually you can see the result of your work. So be confident, trust in yourself, and I hope that these like very quick tips will be useful for you, for your sessions, and for all the things that you will be delivering in the future. And just if you have any question, or like you want to have more conversations about this topic or other topics, just remember that you can find me in Workplace. I'm Daniel Carrillo, and I was very happy to deliver this webinar to you. So thank you so much, and enjoy delivering sessions. Bye bye.